In the heart of winter, as the world wraps itself in the festive embrace of the Christmas season, there lurks a darker, more ancient side to these holiday celebrations. Beyond the jingle bells and joyful carols hide tales of monsters and dark creatures born from the shadowy corners of folklore and the depths of the human psyche. From the frosty forests of Europe to the snowy expanse of North America, every culture seems to harbor its own spectral beings, turning the season of light into a playground of nocturnal terrors and cautionary tales. These legends, woven into the very fabric of the holiday, serve as a chilling reminder that Christmas isn't just a time of cheer and goodwill, but also a season of mystery and ancient lore. What truths lie behind these mythic creatures of Yuletide terror? This case file, join the theorists as we unravel the tinsel-wrapped terror and the holly-jolly horrors of Christmas Creeps, the dark legends of Yuletide.
Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing. Statistically speaking, our worst episodes ever. I'm Braden.
I'm Dan. And I'm Andrew.
And this is just a special Merry Christmas episode to all you theorites. And as we know from our Valentine's Day cryptid episode,
wait, that's Valentine's Day.
Everyone fucking hates Valentine's Day, but usually
that's true.
Statistically speaking, anything to do with the holidays, people haven't been a fan of. So here you go. Here's one more for you. This is, we just want to keep the streak alive. Make sure when you're, going around Boxing
nice
Day
little
shopping,
stocking stuffer. Put your phone in your thing, playing ATT.
When you're
on the tree.
When you're in Best Buy on Boxing Day, listening to this, beating someone off with a roll of tinsel, trying to get your PS5.
Listen. We do not advocate for beating people off unless they want you to.
Yeah.
And not with tinsel.
Yeah. And not with tinsel, that would cause some weird friction.
Unless they're into
hopefully, in the absolute violence that you're experiencing, you're hearing our voices in the background as a calming presence.
Yeah. Play ATT while your kids are opening presents.
While you're beating off people left and right to get those holiday deals. I was thinking, truly, is what kind of sparked this for me and for us to kind of we're like, oh, let's do a Christmas one about Christmas stuff, is that someone sent us that post about St. Nicholas. They're like, we're really big on St. Nicholas and his present delivery service, but we kind of skip over the fact when he briefly was a necromancer. And then they sent us a picture of a story, and it very, close to our show, where St. Nicholas, I guess, was just out crime fighting one day. Yeah. And there was that's
how I've always pictured. That's how I've always pictured Santa. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a member of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
He's canon in DC. Yeah. He's canon in DC. He's one of Darkseid's greatest enemies in DC as well. Darkseid considers him one of his.
He's one of the most powerful Marvel superheroes as well.
So it's like
same in DC. He sneaks onto Apocalypse every Christmas and leaves a lump of coal for Darkseid every year.
Damn it!
And Darkseid hates it.
But
Santa Claus.
There's a painting depicting it. I guess people don't realize that there's an illustration of Saint Nicholas resurrecting children, because they when you look at this painting, if you showed me that painting, I'd be like, to me this painting looks like a priest with 3 naked little boys, and I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't. It's not a good look. The painting does not depict what is happening here. But the story goes that there was a malicious butcher who ran a butcher shop, and I guess
Das Butcher.
Yeah, Das Butcher, and things were getting tough, I guess. So he's like, man, I'm not getting to butcher lots of stuff.
We are running out of some meats, so we have to chop up the kids. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
He lured some kids into the butcher shop, and then he's like, I'm gonna he kills them, and then he's like, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to pickle the remains." So he puts them in barrels.
So they're pickle babies?
They're pickle babies. They're pickle babies.
Yeah.
And so that's why people are sending it to us.
Santa and the pickle baby.
And then apparently just Saint Nicholas just shows up. Just like he like does it. He like, you're doing a crime, and then some villagers like, Saint Nicholas is here, and they're like, oh no, shit.
He jumps down like Batman. Like he comes out of that thing with his coat. It's all spread out, but except it's fucking jingle bells. Like,
or Saint Nicholas, you'll never stop me from pickling these
sleigh
babies.
I've
been foiled again.
Villains hear like sleigh bells and they're like, no.
He's walking around like a detective, like looking around. He's like, everything seems to be in order
Pickle
here.
Brian.
And then he goes, he sees some.
There's only one person responsible for this. He's a goddamn pickle meister.
He sees some fucking, juice remains, and he's like, all right, everything seems to be order here, except in the barrel. Bust the barrel open, and there's the butcher's just like, and then he just fucking hits him with the cross. And boom, the babies are back to life. They just, thank you, Saint Nicholas. You saved us.
I'm pretty sure everybody calls him the world's greatest necromancer, don't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have this conversation like every year, and it's like Santa's either like a level 20 druid or cleric. It's either one of the two, or he could multi-class. I don't know. I think druids can bring people back from the dead.
Yeah,
at least in some cases.
That story was like, it was funny because like Saint Nicholas did it first.
It's funny because
he coined pickled babies.
It's true.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's 100%. Like, who are you? I am joy. I am Yuletide cheer. I am Santa Claus. Like, no. Where is she? I always picture Santa Claus as a badass. Like, how can he haul all that stuff all around and just like he's
dude? This
Santa
painting
Claus.
Depicting him looks ghostly. Like he does not look healthy. Yeah. He does not look like a man. But
it's like our modern depiction of Santa, the Coke Santa, who's kind of like roly poly or whatever. I always picture Santa as being jacked, just being like strong man, huge, like the Mountain, except jolly.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, he's a big dude for sure. Has to be.
It's like huge. I think he's like 7 feet tall.
Now,
has to be.
The thing is, one of the things about the Christmas season that I always kind of think is weird is like, I was thinking about this as we were kind of leaning up to recording this, and I was like, I could make an argument that like, if you scratch the surface of Christmas, it is far creepier than Halloween.
But that's like fucking all holidays. I find there's creepy, occult, fucking weirdness to every single one of these holidays.
Dude, there is no more holiday that is rooted more in fucking killing and torturing kids than Christmas. Tales of hurting proper naughty boys.
Yeah, but the thing is like I buy in. I get it. Like, you got to find a way to get these fucking kids.
Got to get them under control for 1 month out of the year.
And then all of a sudden, consumerism takes over and fucks us. Like back in the day, you had the right idea, man. Like fucking listen. You better be a good fucking boy, or fucking Struel Peter is going to come down here with a whip and smack you, you bitch.
Yeah.
All right.
That's when you have a friend come over dressed.
And now teach you a lesson.
Yeah. But now I got to like bribe them with gifts, and they don't even be good half the time.
You got an elf on the shelf.
Oh, fuck that little elf. Got home last night at 11:30 being like, fuck. Panic. Got to set that fucking thing up.
Oh, you just throw them in the toilet. They're hilarious.
Fucking threw in a pair of underwear and fucking taped them to the wall. That was the go.
So I mean, there's tons more Christmas, dark Christmas tales. So why don't we get into a couple here? What's the first one we got?
Well, it's fair that you mentioned dark. It's like, I mean, it's most of these things are based around, the winter holidays. You have the days get shorter, nights get longer.
Yeah, and what comes out
around, like is the longest night.
When the nights get long, the creeps come out, man.
And you need something to keep the kids. At this point, they've been in the house. They're in the house. You can't put them out in the fields to work, so you got the kids inside all day.
You don't have a Nintendo Switch back then, right? You gotta
You got to keep these kids occupied somehow. One of the legends that is out there is one that I found particularly interesting is the tale of the. I'm going to try and say this.
There's no chance.
There's no.
If anyone can do it, it's you, and it's. I don't think you can pull this off. Yeah.
It's the Kiola Kotrin, which roughly translates to the Yule Cat, which is a legend which dates back to the Dark Ages, and like oldest written accounts kind of pop up around the 19th century.
I should have introduced myself as Yule Braden, because everything with Christmas just has, you just add Yule in front of it. Is that festive? What is Yule?
Just Yule. Yule joy. Yuletide.
You got the Yule logs.
Yule logs.
Yule cats.
Yule
lads.
Yule. If I remember, because for researching this and I saw it in passing, I'm probably going to get it a little wrong. Like Yule is like it is one of the like Nordic languages, Swedish or Norwegian. One of those it's like that's the time of year. I think it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, Yule just means Christmas.
Like that. Is it Christmas? It's like that Christmas year, like that holiday.
Christmas or Christmas season, an ancient Germanic pagan holiday centered around the winter solstice.
Yeah. So it's just Yule.
It's just Christmas. It's Christmas cat.
Yeah, this is Christmas cat. Except
it doesn't. And you think by that term, you're like, hey, this is a positive thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this sounds really cool. This
unless Christmas it was. Cat. From the fucking Dark Ages.
Yeah, you didn't realize it's Clifford's fucking arch nemesis.
So according to Icelandic tradition, anyone who finishes their chores before Christmas would get new clothes as a reward. So it's like, here's the thing. It's like, these are the conditions. It's like, you had to, you got to finish your chores before there and you would get new clothes. Okay. And then, but if you were lazy and you didn't, those would have to face the judgment of the Yule Cat. And now you would think like,
penitent stare.
Well, you think that cats are already pretty fucking judgmental.
That's what I was going to say. They're awful.
Yeah. They're already fucking judgmental looking at you like they're already vastly superior.
Ghost Rider cat, like fucking peering in your windows.
Giving it the penitent stare.
You've been judged.
And it's like, that would be bad enough. You'd have some cat with like blazing orange eyes, like staring at you from outside of the thing. But apparently this cat is like this size, is taller than a house. Some of the depictions that I saw are like fairly disconcerting.
Could you think of anything more evil than a giant cat?
No,
like literally,
like cats are killing machines.
That's what I mean.
Cats are like they're murderers.
They kill
a giant cat.
A giant cat. Could you imagine? Let's just break that down for a part. Have you seen what a cat does to a mouse that it catches? Yeah. It doesn't just kill it. It fucking tortures and dissects this thing. And that's what you're saying it's going to do to the kids.
Have you seen what a house cat can do to a human being?
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen
tear you apart.
Yeah.
No, actually, like slice the fucking shit out of you. Like they're evil. And then a giant one? Yeah. Like a giant tiger?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just a tiger itself, but one that's like the size of a house. You're
fucked. We would be extinct.
Yeah.
Humans would not exist.
They would kill us for
fun. Imagine this cat.
Dude, you'd be chilling in your house and a fucking paw would break through the window, fucking wiggling around looking for you. Like,
yeah. Just imagine it like
start folding your clothes right away. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're scrubbing the dishes.
Oh, fuck.
Its eyes looking in there.
Yeah, just imagine like this glowing yellow eyes, like huge, just like the size of a fucking dinner plate, just like looking through your window, just being like, oh my god.
The second you're done, the second you scrub the dishes enough, you just get the
you just hear it.
And then just walk.
Like sweeping the floor as fast as you can.
And you beat your kids because you're like, I told you we had to do the chores.
So if there were new clothes, apparently if there were like new clothes in possession of the kids, like this cat would just move along, like would go in and check the house, check it out. And if there were new clothes, everything's cool because that means that your kids have, they passed.
So he only picks on poor families.
Poor lazy ones.
These fucking poor people.
That tracks for a cat. Yeah. That tracks.
But this is also one of the things about the threat of the Yule Cat was apparently also meant to inspire generosity in kids who didn't because it was giving clothes to the less fortunate would also grant you protection from.
It's ludicrous. Okay. So the cat peeks in the window, and then it's like, you don't have new clothes, and you're like, I fucking gave them away.
So
that's okay, and you're like, I'm good, we're good.
So the Yule cat is just like a fucking fashionista.
Yeah,
like this is outdated. These kids are dead.
Yeah,
are these kids wearing no fear t-shirts? Like fucking get rid of them.
Yeah, it's no surrender. It's the year of no surrender. You fucks.
Yeah.
Hey, can we just break that down for a second? I could never, when I was a kid, I remember growing up and being a little older, I never knew which was the cool brand and which was the budget brand between No Fear, No Surrender. You remember? Like
No Fear was the cool brand for sure.
Really?
Cool
yeah. No surrender.
Fuck.
That's like wearing fucking Shaq shoes.
Fuck, man.
Can't be doing that.
I was a No Surrender kid. I was on the wrong.
Yeah, that does not surprise me at all.
Yeah. Fuck. I didn't like the eyes, man. I didn't like the eyes.
Did you have a pair of jeans that had a little chain connecting from your fucking
no, Zell did
to your ass pocket? Oh,
Zell,
really?
Zell.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. With his frosted tips.
Yeah, no, with his black frosted tip, reverse inverted colored frosted tips.
Yeah.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I walked in with the haven't you people ever heard?
And
he's whipping his fucking front bangs. No, he was into the fucking death metal
stuff than that. Yeah.
I just don't know. I literally know any of the music that he was
into. That's Panic at the Disco. Those guys are wrong.
I'm just making fun. It was screamo music. That was a screamo kid.
Yeah, right. He was more of like, I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare.
It tracks. He's not here to defend himself, so it tracks.
Oh, God. Perfect. Let's keep it going. Give him shit.
So one of the other like Christmas spooky creepies, I guess. Christmas creepies. I don't know what the name is.
Can we change this to Christmas creepies?
Oh, Christmas creeps.
Christmas creepies. I guess
Christmas creepies.
Yeah. Christmas creepies or Christmas creeps. I
Christmas
think
creepies
better, but
creepies.
Okay, Christmas creepies.
It's creepies.
So this one actually, I don't think we mentioned this one before, but there's one called The Story of Hans Trap, aka the Christmas Scarecrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Fucking Hans Trap, man. I'm pretty sure this is where they based fucking Jeepers Creepers off of.
Yeah. Fucking scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the legend goes that this specific person, it's based on a real person, apparently, Hans Trap.
Of course it is.
And so it is a well-known legend within the French regions of Alsace and Lorraine. And according to the story, Hans Trap lived in the 1400s, and he was a powerful and rich and merciless man who was feared by most of the people who lived in that area. Now,
that's how I want. When I die, that's what I want people to be like.
Yeah, but no one would ever think that about you, ever.
Nobody.
And none of the above.
Live.
That's not going on.
None of the above.
Endless thirst for power and money. No, that's not going on.
Yeah.
Endless thirst for fucking treats.
Yeah. Merciless.
Fucking macaroni and cheese.
Quest for treats.
Yeah.
Rob's fucking gooey ramen or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's fucking
cream of mushroom ramen.
Yeah. Oh man. Fucking gross.
A special holiday treat by Braden.
Ew.
I'm gonna release a book called My 12 Meals of Christmas. It's just a way to get your holiday book
just
going.
Different things
all
with
12
fucking
meals are just
mushroom chowder and shit.
Cream of mushroom.
Little
in your ramen.
tip for you. You're gonna go want to buy a flat
cream of mushroom in your cereal.
That could be your thing as your like on your Braden's Christmas creepy. He puts cream of mushroom in your stockings.
Yeah.
Braden's Christmas creamies. Did you say?
You're the Christmas. That's you as a Christmas creepy.
I'm the Christmas
punish all the kids with cream of mushroom.
If you were to be,
yeah, that's.
I come and I replace the milk with heated cream of mushroom soup.
Yeah. If you're good, you get the mushroom, the cream of mushroom ramen. If you're bad, you get
you just get
mushroom in your.
Doesn't matter
shoes.
either way. You get cream of mushroom because you're good, you're bad.
Yeah. I
if you're good, you get the can in your shoe, but if you're bad, he just dumps it.
Yeah, no. So it's like if you've been bad, your mom would go and like fill you a bowl of cereal. And when it brings it to you, when you go to eat it, you realize it's not milk. That's cream of mushroom soup, baby.
If I was a kid and you like that, I'd be shook.
Could you imagine
cream of mushroom as a kid? I'd be like, fuck
terrifying.
that.
Terrifying.
Oh man,
that's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna keep that up here. A couple years. Braden, the creamy creep is coming.
We the fucking.
If you're not good, the creamy creep's
song
coming.
about
Buddy, it's the Yule Craig.
Yeah.
Be careful of the Yule Craig.
You're a mean one, Christmas
Craig.
Christmas creep. Fucking Braden. Now, so this guy Hans Trapp was really known for being exceptionally cruel, and that he apparently couldn't be stopped in his pursuit for power. And it got to a point where he actually is reported to, as the legend goes, he turned to deals with the devil to enhance his power and status. Because once you get to a certain point, what else?
Well, you start to plateau, right?
Turn to the dark powers.
You start to plateau, and you see all of a sudden you're probably gains in traction in acquiring power is really fast,
right?
And then all of a sudden you're like, man, I feel like I'm fucking just up against the ceiling of power here.
Yeah, people aren't respecting my authority.
Yeah, I need a supernatural boost here.
A little boost.
I gotta pickle some kids.
Yeah, I need a plan so fucking Saint Nicholas cannot foil me in my quest for power.
Apparently this shit was so serious that the Pope actually got involved.
He's like, chill, dude, chill.
How serious does it have to be? How
listen, man, I get it. I like doing fucked up shit. I got some kids of my own, but listen, you got to settle down a bit. You're too much in the public.
Well, it's not even that. Did he give him a warning? I think it may have some legends. It's they gave him a warning, but the Pope, it got to a point where the Pope's like, that's it, excommunicado, boom, you're out of the church, right?
Which is incredible considering how much money this guy had, because we know the church likes these faulty people.
Like church people. Well, except if you're the Templars and they expel you and take all your money.
Yeah, I think it's because it's you're going.
It was the king of France.
You're going against the wishes, right? You're like he's going against the grain. He's not following suit here of what the church wants. So they're just like, all right, you're dead to us.
So boom, you're gone.
And this guy fucking pulls a Thanos move. He's just like, all right, well, I guess I'll go live in the countryside.
Exactly. So he gets banished, right? So after excommunication, he's banished from the Alsace region and has all of his wealth and lands confiscated. So apparently he goes ahead and goes out into the woods, and yes, he builds a very Thanos-like shack out there of just makeshift home out in the mountains of Bavaria and Germany.
And then my favorite part is he just becomes we can all relate to this. If you've been alone for any amount of time, he just develops a hankering to, the taste of human flesh. What does that taste like?
No, I don't know.
I wonder if he fucking ran into a Wendigo out in the wilderness.
Maybe. Ooh. Is it the
Rougarou? Rougarou would probably be more.
Is the Rougarou?
Wendigo is a North American thing.
Oh, so okay.
It'd probably be like a Rougarou, more likely.
Because that's where you just develop the hunger for meat, raw meat, right? When you've been bitten by a Rougarou.
The Wendigo or the
Rougarou?
I think Rougarou.
Yeah, I think
it would be like a Rougarou.
I am the big ragu.
Oh yes.
How you say, big ragu?
I'm going to eat you.
So
anyone listening that's from France is like, that's not how we sound. Everyone listening
exactly
in Canada
how you sound.
is like, that's how French people sound in Canada.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta put a little peanut butter in the back of your throat and it sounds just like it.
And you gotta say, how you say?
So after acquiring this the taste for human flesh, he became the Christmas scarecrow, and around the Yuletide, around the Yuletide season, he donned this disguise and pretty much preyed upon lonely roads, looking for victims.
Can you fucking imagine that for a second? That you're fucking walking home in the evening and you're just like a scarecrow standing on the side of the road, up on a thing, and you're like, yeah, just hanging there. You're like, oh yeah. That's fucking
fucked up.
First off,
it's weird.
Every scarecrow, I don't think I've ever seen a scarecrow where I'm not like, that's a fun looking scarecrow. Right?
Yeah. When's the last time you saw a scarecrow?
They give it the old skeptical, narrow your eyes look.
Is that a person up there? That's always I'm like, is that a body?
Yeah. That's always the ones that you look at the scarecrow and you don't want to turn away, because once you turn away, it's going to be off that thing.
Yeah,
and you're
where'd it go?
And then stupid question.
Where'd it go?
Stupid question. Just y'all gotta get back to it, but I'm thinking time of year, what crops are we growing in the middle, around Christmas?
Well, it's even worse though. That's what I don't understand.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Right? Wheat. I think you could probably. I don't know what it was wintertime. I don't know.
Well,
it would just be out in the field
squash?
then. It would just be. I mean, you could still have the scarecrow out there. It's not like you take it down.
Well, it'd just be sitting like everything would be dead.
Yeah, and that's like
snowy fields.
Yeah.
Like, fucking,
so they're like, fucking, what the fuck's a scarecrow doing up there? And then you walk past and this fucking guy jumps you. Like you turn around, the scarecrow's fucking running at you. And
like I imagine like the like Arkham games, like scarecrow.
Yeah, it's fucking
like,
terrifying.
You know, they're all like,
and then this
burlap sack and face.
Fucking Victor Crane.
This motherfucker kills you and eats you.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So apparently, his first or one of his victims was a 10-year-old boy who was unlucky enough to cross his path, and so
you're like walking down the fucking field, like trying to go home, and you look up and there's a fucking scarecrow. Yeah, you're like, whoa, that's fucking weird. And then you like keep walking again, and you think you see something moving. You look back, and it's like a little bit closer, but it's back to being like fucking, you know. And you start walking again, and then it's like a little bit closer, and you're like, what the fuck?
He's like jumping like a pogo stick.
Yeah. Fuck. And so Hans Trapp captured this kid, killed him, and apparently
brings him back to the cabin
and
fucking
and
preparing his kitty stew.
These kids apparently roast him. No stews. Roast him. He might have prepared a stew. I don't know. But before not before the kid was killed, but before he could sit down to his, I guess like prepared meal that he's sitting there like, I'm about to dig in. He was struck by a divine lightning bolt. And
well, that's where God draws the line. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can kill him.
Not to killing the kids.
Can't eat him though.
Well, I guess, in the Bible, like, he's like firstborns. It's fine. Like I can do that. Yeah. Like, everybody gets that,
Well, there's a lot of kid killing in the Bible.
But eating the kids? No,
they don't eat them.
Well, I like to think this was Saint Nicholas just a little bit behind. Like he's fucking sensed it in his sleigh overhead and just fucking fired a bolt through there to kill him.
So to this day, Hans Trapp is still used as the warning to naughty children around this year that his spirit still lingers around in these areas and that he will visit them in his scarecrow form.
I'll be honest with you, I buy this one though. Like this is the one. This one, like excommunicado, no money, no nothing, got nothing to do. Miserable fucking guy to begin with, probably starving out in the wilderness. Fucking picks up a poor kid that was walking home, eats him. Like this is like,
well, and to be honest,
could be real.
And I would say that it's one of those ones too where he's like, he obviously after being excommunicated by the church and losing all his power and wealth, it's like I can kind of see like, well, then I'm gonna fucking like you think you can defeat
I'm gonna get
like
some
this?
type of power.
I'm gonna fucking terrorize your people, the people. Right. And it's like, nothing like, dude, you start doing this, kids, you strike fear into the hearts of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like,
well, but this guy's craves power. So how can he get his power back as a poor fucking piece of shit? Well, I can go after kids.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like fucking, and then all of a sudden, it's a busy time of the year for God. His birthday's coming up, or his kid's birthday's coming up. Seriously, his kid's birthday's coming soon. Yeah. So he's probably like buying, looking at wrapping his kid's Christmas present. He's like, oh, and then like in the corner of the thing, he's like, oh shit, a kid just got killed. Oh, he's trying to eat him. Whap! Fucking lightning bolt from the sky. And then like, fuck, I was a little late on that one, but I still got him.
He's like,
still got him. Ooh, at least he stopped him from eating him.
Yeah,
I get it.
But in the vein of truth is stranger than fiction. Apparently, the Hans Trapp. Some historians say that he was based on a true story.
Yeah, I buy that.
So there was a knight from the 1400s named Hans von Trotha. He lived from 1450 to 1503, and apparently he had two castles which were located in like the French German area, like it was, and that he became embroiled in an argument with the church about the property of one of those castles. And so the abbot of the area wouldn't concede like these certain properties to von Trotha. So he was like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just stop the supply of water to the whole fucking town. And he built a dam. Like he built a dam is like no water. No. He's like, okay, fine. And then the abbot's like, okay, fuck your dam. And he goes up and apparently destroyed the dam, which then flooded the villagers' homes and businesses. So it's like, what the fuck? All the villagers are just like, we got no water. We got too much water. We don't give a fuck about it.
Turn on the water. Turn on the water. Turn off the water. Turn off the water.
Like villagers are just like, we don't give a shit about who has that castle. Like we don't care.
Yeah. Well, the church wants its money.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, and then the dispute apparently had to be, arbitrated by the actual Pope, and the Pope was, the Pope summoned von Trotha and excommunicated him. Like which I think they were just handed out excommunications back then, and then he may or may not have eaten kids. Yeah.
And then apparently he choked on the kids and then died.
Mm. Is that the real? That's the real story.
Yeah. I just made everything I set up. I made.
This is a tasty morsel.
I don't know. Once you get excommunicated, it's like back then, it's like you're never heard from ever again. Like, unless you're like a lord or something.
That one's terrifying because
man eats a child.
And just a healthy fear of of all scarecrows.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I don't.
Well, they're unsettling.
It's the uncanny valley, I guess, of it, right? Like, I guess that's what it is. Yeah,
you would think that fall, after fall, you'd be free of scarecrows. Like the scarecrows.
Explain this uncanny valley to me. I feel like I've just heard this.
I told you that uncanny valley is where you see something that's almost human but it's not, and it gives you that weird feeling of being like, that's not normal. Like it's not human. Like that video you sent me of that girl, right? So it's like,
so that's why they're the uncanny X-Men, because they're mutants.
Yes.
No.
Uncanny is like it's an adjective, just say anything that's kind of weird.
But yeah, uncanny valley is like where you see something near human
concept. Yeah.
But like it's when you look at like AI robots and stuff, and you're just like, when you see those robots that they're making, and you're like, no. Like it just gives you that
slightly off,
which is weird because
sure.
We've talked about that before, where it's like, that is like a basic instinct of humans that we all have. That is that uncanny valley feeling. Where does that come from? Where does that trait come from of that we see something near human and go, nah, bad.
Aliens.
Right? Exactly.
Aliens, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Or dead bodies.
See, the interesting is that like we don't feel that.
I don't feel that way with dead
or
bodies.
sick people. Or sick people.
We don't feel that way. We don't feel that way about fucking like apes and shit like that. Like you don't see the human.
Oh no! When you see monkeys like walking around, like
it doesn't creep you out at all. Like, you're like kind of like, that's fucking cool. Yeah, that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable.
Look at that monkey trying to be like us.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, there's a whole different fear if you see a gorilla in the woods. It has nothing to do with uncanny valley.
That's just fear.
Yeah, that's just like
that's straight up fear.
I'm about to be dead.
Yeah.
I'm about to be
have my arms ripped from my sockets and
just instantly, just like, please don't hurt me. Both arms off.
Yeah.
We should get into that. We should get into that sometime. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about
uncanny valley.
Unpack that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty.
I thought we talked about it.
We've talked about it.
We might have, but we've been also doing this for 300 some episodes, so I forget.
We can revisit it. It's always a fun topic to kind of discuss and kind of theorize about, because it is a weird one. Because like Dan, like you said, like maybe sick people, right? But in like as a precursor of like stay away from like disease and stuff and famine. But I'm like, we're also drawn to help those people. So it's not. I don't get. But maybe it's hard because it's like, where have we been?
Well, it could be other species of humans. Like you could also be like when we encountered other species of humans.
Well, but that's racism. That's like the root. No, that's the roots of racism. It's the truth.
Whoa, Dan!
It is.
We're all humans. Whoa! What are you saying?
I'm talking about Neanderthals, Denisovans.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. All right. You guys went straight. Who's the racist now? You guys.
I've just been saying it.
Dan's the first thing you go to.
Dan's a big all sapiens matter guy. Okay.
Yeah. Huge.
All sapiens are cool.
Well, we'll have to get into that probably makes the most sense, is that it's back when we were fighting Neanderthals and you're like, that guy's not like me.
Yeah. Guy's forehead's way too big.
And he's like drooling looking at me.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell me car insurance. So when you get to out of like France, like most of these traditions kind of stem from some of like the northern, like I said, Nordic cultures. Like again, it is the nights up there get very long.
Well, isn't that where around Christmas is from?
Huh?
Isn't that that's Yule? Where Yule?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
and then so you sense. Have like the
it wasn't created in Bethlehem or wherever the fuck Jesus was from.
Yeah. Well,
how does Jesus get involved in this?
Well, so they co-opted it. They co-opted
his birthday.
the holidays. So,
I mean, there's a whole manger.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Manger. Yeah.
Born in a manger.
Yeah.
Immaculate conception.
And the three kings.
It was the
came
gift.
to visit him. Yeah.
It was Saint.
It was the gift of the Magi.
Yeah.
Maybe
and people weren't letting them stay. Remember, they needed a place to stay, and they were like, "Nah, you can't stay here. You can stay in that fucking grimy ass
like kings throwing a census at us.
Horse den.
Have more.
What do you call where horses live? What is it?
Manger.
Stable.
It's a manger.
Stable or a manger. Yes,
it's a manger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way.
On Christmas Day.
Hark now, hear the angels sing. A king was born today. Do you think how sure are we that it was God that did this and it wasn't Saint Nicholas that delivered?
How sure are we that Joseph just didn't have sex with his girlfriend and make a baby? And then they're like, "Ooh, I didn't do it. God did. God, that ain't my baby." You go to Maury and Joseph's sitting there on the couch being, "It's not your baby," and he wins. Right? Like, it's God's baby. That's one hell of a way to get out of child support payments.
Yeah.
Create an entire religion. Could you imagine?
You give this guy some mental illness. You're like, "You're God's baby. You can have gifts, buddy."
Yeah.
Most of the regions that around this time of year, like in the European traditions, it's like the winter solstice is the time where the veil between the Fey realm and the mortal realm becomes thinner. And so,
baby. So I fucking like the sound. This is right down my wheelhouse. Thinning of veils. Yeah. That's my fucking catchphrase.
So when the veil thins, that's when all the other creatures, the supernatural,
the Fey folk,
play it. And we will get right back to that after we take a break.
Woo, cool. Right back.
Woo! We going to get right into it, or we got a sec? Kind of want to get another coffee.
We gotta.
But I also kind of want to save my coffee from a fucking plunge.
Yeah. Let's get right back into it. I mean, let's get right back into it. We'll do fucking another 25, 30 minutes in this one. No after hours. It's just a special for holiday.
Let's do it. Yep.
We're back. It's like we never left.
And now the veil thins, and as the supernatural veil thins and the wild hunt begins, you have what is known as Lucy or something.
Hold on, are you making a joke with the wild hunt, or is that a real thing? Is the wild hunt really begin?
The wild hunt is a real thing. Like it's our folklore tradition. Like wild hunt is a thing.
That's cool. I fucking like that.
Spooky.
So apparently there is a tradition, and I think it's in Iceland, where they have they call them the Nights of Lucy, or the Long Nights of Lucy, which are based off of a Saint Lucia of Syracuse, who was a woman who was born in the 280s in Sicily, Italy. So now, according to legend, Saint Lucia was known to bring food to Christians who were hiding in the Roman catacombs. When Christianity was a cult.
It was outlawed,
hunting them down. Yeah. If you're out there, saying Jesus is cool, you're like, you're going to get eaten by lions.
If you were knocking door to door saying, "Have you heard the good word?" I mean, they dealt with it.
Didn't Nero use them as like torches?
Yeah, they were the popular
human torches.
Yeah, literally.
They were the popular fodder for Colosseum events.
Could you imagine
and stuff
this?
like that? You put them in.
If this was like the same today, Zell would never have an argument with these guys on a ladder. He'd just sentence them to death instantly.
Oh, 100%. Listen, man, we're out of wood. Just grab some Christians. Yeah. Just grab a bundle of Christians.
Go to your local Roman governor and be like, "Hey, these guys over here are talking about this Jesus dude." And be like, "Okay, crucify him up on the cross." So then Zell as a carpenter would probably have a pretty good deal. He'd be putting crosses together.
That's just business. It's just business.
Good business. Yeah. Business. Now, so Saint Lucia was like a charitable soul, and she would bring this. And I think a lot of people will recognize like the imagery of the woman, the young lady dressed in like a white gown with the candles, like the wreath around her head, and then like the candles on it. With these, like some people will recognize that representation, but it's that is her kind of embodiment, whereas like legend is that she would put the candles on the wreath or like the thing around her head, so she had her hands free to carry food.
Thinking. I mean, I feel like you're getting like You must have had some sort of special hat too, because like you got to deal with wax and stuff dripping. Like,
yeah,
like that's.
Well, I gotta assume that's why you would put like something with like branches or like leaves and stuff to like catch the wax.
Yeah.
So Saint Lucia's Day is apparently one of December's like biggest celebrations. I guess it just happened. It happened this month, but December 13th is usually when it's celebrated, which also coincides with usually what is the shortest day of the year,
the 20th,
winter solstice.
I guess time's changed since.
Well, if you're up north further,
it's
like a little bit. It changes a little bit.
I was going to think maybe things have changed in 1800 years. Things have shifted a little. I'll give it some leeway.
Yeah, and I think it's they time it with like the old Julian calendar, which was used during when the original holiday began.
Is that when it made popular sense? We didn't have these fucking weird added months because some king had a heart on.
So now when they celebrate this, it's like there are some stories that around her that kind of differ, like the different legends. I think there's several different ones, but either ones that kind of get some type of gruesome. So like some stories tell how she was tortured and had her eyes gouged out. There are others that said that she did it in order to dissuade like a suitor that wanted to marry her and said like, hey, you've got really beautiful eyes. And she's like, yeah, about that. Like, and then, or that she was actually sentenced.
Fucking no would have sufficed.
She's like, here, take him. Like, you like him so much, here, take him.
He's like, holy.
And it's also another legend is that she was sentenced to work in a brothel, and in order to kind of lower her value in the eyes of potential, customers, she gouged out her eyes.
Or maybe she just didn't want to see what she was doing. Like, I'm stuck here. I don't want to have to witness it. So,
because to be honest, I'm like, see it. Listen, I know. Like, I'm just saying, this is the 280s. Yeah. I mean, no eyeballs is probably like not the worst thing you're gonna have to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I feel like there's some ways around that. You're like, okay, I can start this. Can you turn around for me? I
saw some guy. I did a call once where a guy scooped his eyes out with fucking spoons, but like they were still hanging. Oh god!
No. Was he going like
like just burned into my brain. Oh yeah, like when you walked in, he kind of like turned and did this, and you just have these empty eye holes with like the optic nerve hanging in his eyeballs. And I just remember being like, there's not a lot of things in this world that's ever made me wanted to puke instantly upon seeing.
Well, at least you can see around corners.
He's like that thing from Real Monsters.
Yeah. Literally, man. Fucking
like, when they're hanging like that, there's no way
you want to talk about
see.
Uncanny Valley? That was the epitome of Uncanny Valley for me. Like,
there's no way you can see with them. Like at that point, right? Like your eyes are.
No, he could see. He could see.
Oh, that's so
it was weird.
Yeah, you could. It's still connected, so it'd be like you're looking at the ground.
There was no trauma done to the eyeballs either. It was bizarre, man. It was fucking bizarre.
So there's some historians and like there's some places where like Lucia, like Saint Lucia, who is like this benign, charitable, embodiment of Yuletide,
completely changed
charity.
Her ways.
Well, there's that, and then there's also apparently like another side to like the Saint Lucia, what they call it, the Lucy, which I mentioned before, is that like Saint Lucia is actually like a demon lord lady, like some demon lady
dark
that comes
eye
out,
holes,
and goes out and searches for bad kids and kids who have done.
I guess she sniffs out like she's just listening for them.
Yeah. She comes out with like a horde of demons and is like during that night, because the thing is, it's like everybody tradition is said to have like you would tell people, this is the night you don't want to be outside. As short as, it's the longest night of the year. This is when ghosts and whatever come out.
Vampires.
There's also, I think there's also a tale that attached to it that this is the time that animals can talk to each other. Like, they're able to talk to each other.
That's cool.
But, yeah, you don't want to be outside. This is when the demons come.
Dude, listen,
inside.
You got to deal with fucking Lady Lucia or whatever. You got the Yule Cat. You got Struwelpeter. You got fucking Hans von Trapp. Like, it's not a good time.
No, this is a far worse time.
Stay the fucking side.
There's never been a worse. There's never been a worse time to be outside
and fold your laundry.
There's never been a more incentive to be a good boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It said that like Lucy could come down this chimney and like snatch kids up and be whatever. I assume this is what you would tell kids, like you don't want them playing near their fire. So you're like,
it's interesting that you mentioned chimney though. That's fucking chimney. It's a big theme this time of year.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. Because Santa cleans them out. Like, blesses them with his Yuletide cheer. Keep the loosies out, I guess.
Well, it's a terrifying account to be like, if you're not good and you go outside, there is a chance that a fucking blind demon with no eyes is going to sniff you out. And take you away and we'll never see you again. We don't know what she does with you, but we'll never see you again.
I'm still taking my chances with her, to be honest with you. Out of all the above, she's the one
She's the one.
For.
Because you know what? She has a good past, like a charitable past of helping others. So,
but she also can't see. So
maybe she's like, you know what? Maybe she's like, these aren't bad kids. They're just misunderstood because they got shitty parents. Right? Not paying attention to them. Come with me. That's
a good point. How come it's always the kids? Why don't we punish these fucking parents for raising shitty kids?
Right?
That's true.
If you paid more starts. You ever thought maybe this is attention seeking behavior, you fucking nitwit? Right?
Yeah, fuck.
How about you pay attention to your kid? Get off your goddamn, what are those little spin wheels where you fucking thread and make a thread? Is it sewing needles? What do they do back there?
I was going to say Peloton. What are you talking about?
With
down the mead. Pick up your kid.
All the dark stuff that we have for all these Christmas kills. In my headcanon, it's like Santa Claus had to beat all the demons. Like he had to fight all the demons for Christmas.
We're just in the longest.
Somebody needs to write this right now.
Longest time of peace we've ever seen during the Yuletide season.
Well, he had to beat the demons. He had to defeat the demons in order to take Christmas back from the demons.
They're like the Titans. They're all locked away, right?
Yeah, at the North Pole.
Yeah, and they're like in prisons made of coal. Zone. Yeah, like in the prisons made of coal, and he puts them in there. And every year he has to go out and he delivers presents and he fights demons. Man, Santa's getting way cooler. Yeah. Think about it.
He just shows up. You're doing crimes. Anytime you're doing a crime, there's a chance. And I mean, he can't be at all places at once, but there's a chance.
That's what he's got the elves for.
There's a chance that you fucking do a crime and just St. Nicholas just is there immediately after being just busts you.
Just shatters your rib cage, just
hits you with the cross and you just fucking bursts into flames.
Yeah, right. Ho ho ho. So, as we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, there's the Yule cat. Now, of course, this Yule cat is a house cat because it belongs to somebody. Apparently, there is an owner to the house cat. And if you thought the house cat was bad, you have the other one. Its owner is known as Grilla, which is an ogress who lives in Iceland's hinterlands. She is a troll lady who not only has the cat, but she also is the matriarch of an entire family of creatures that also kind of take up time during Christmas.
And if I remember correctly, and I just because I read this one and I read different count, Grilla, that's her name. She
Grilla,
she's the wife of the laziest husband in existence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's never moved. He just sits. He's never done anything.
I think she's killed one of her husbands. I don't know if it's that one, but it's there's tale that she killed one of her husbands.
That would be the one. Lazy. Yeah, that's what you get for marrying fucking Snorlax. Yeah. What do you expect, for fuck's sake?
Easy. Well, that's getting too close to home here. Okay, holy! Don't be putting any ideas out there for us fucking nose breathers.
So Grilla apparently, some historians say that she's not necessarily just a Christmas kind of thing. I think the modern legends tell of she comes out during Christmas. It comes down from the mountains during Christmas time. But it's there was a time when she was she would just come out anytime. She was just somebody who, creepy monster lives in the mountains.
Big. She must be fucking huge.
She is huge.
She's like a troll lady. She's a mountain troll lady. Is probably her classification of monster. Or, an ogress. Yeah. So she's an ogre, not Shrek kind, not the good Shrek kind, but so apparently she has 15 tails, as there are songs about her that are written, or poems.
Oh, songs, not actual tales.
Well, poems. Yeah. No, she has poems, and there's poems that say that she has 15 tails.
Nah, those are.
Oh, okay. So there's 15 tales about her having 15 tails.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not
15
those aren't
to
tails,
40
man. It's
somewhere. I don't know.
It's like a grizzly bear. So those are worms, baby.
Yeah.
Ew.
She's got 15, somewhere between 15 or 40 tails. And then she also carries a bag, and she also has a sword that she carries. And she uses that sword apparently.
Is it called the Yule sword?
Maybe. And then she uses that sword to carve out the stomachs of the children who cry for meat during Lent.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Disembowels children.
Yeah.
Yeah, for just saying that you want to eat meat
Please,
on
can I
Lent,
get some meat?
during Lent.
Just fucking through your house door, fucking this ogre lady appears. Who's the owner of the Yule cat?
Yes, she's the owner of the Yule cat.
Yeah.
She feeds your bowels to the fucking Yule cat.
Yeah. So the Yule cat will come, hear you cry for meat. No big deal as long as you got clean clothes. But holy fuck.
Yeah. And Grillia shows
Grillia
up.
just disembowels you.
Probably like one of the other things is like, so Grillia is the mother apparently of the other, like I said, there's like a gaggle of creatures that she is that she apparently mothers, but one of them is they're known as the Yule lads.
Buddy, that should be that's our Christmas podcast from now on, the Yule lads podcast.
Yule lads.
Why do I just picture fucking like football hooligans?
That's exactly what I pictured.
I mean, right? Like, oi, little boy.
Come here.
Be a good one, huh?
Go lay it on the
They're singing
on
fucking
Christmas night.
hooligan chants.
They only come out when Arsenal loses.
So these are there are 13 of them apparently, and they're over the years apparently they've become more and more popular in the last couple decades. They're much more benign than their mother, who is out there, slicing up kids and whatnot. These guys are more, they apparently just take turns visiting kids on the 13 nights leading up to Christmas. And on each of those nights, they kind of they leave various gifts, or they cause certain mischief.
They're proper naughty boys.
Yeah, they're nothing too evil, I suppose. Like, they're just kind of goofy. So
they know what's coming. I mean, they know what's coming. You know what I mean? They're like,
right, but for the good boys and girls,
our mom's gonna come and fucking chop
disembowel you. Yeah. Then our cat's gonna eat you.
They have to live with her through the whole year, and they're like, Doc, just. So for the good boys and girls, they will leave candy, and they usually leave the candy in their shoes.
They're fucking warning the kids. That's what they're doing. They're warning them. They're like, our mom's coming.
These are children of abuse.
Yeah.
All right. These poor kids.
And these for the naughty kids, they will fill their shoes with rotten potatoes. I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, super, apparently they're a lot more creepy. They were creepy to a point, like in the mid 1700s, where in 1746, they actually had to be officially banned. They had to be officially banned from parents tormenting their kids with these monster stories. Apparently there was a decree put out that said you can't use the Yule lads to traumatize your kids anymore.
Well, dude, it's just like that fucking elf on a shelf, man. Parents were probably taking it too far. You know what I mean? They got out of hand, and they're like, all right.
Well, I listen, I tried talking with my wife about using it. Cause I was like, my kid was being a piece of shit. I was like, look, he's being an asshole. We should make a little warning. Hey, listen, kid, you fucked up. We break a couple toys and put them on the ground, and then have Elf on the Shelf stand over being like, you're fucking next if you don't be good. And she was like, no, I can't do that.
Well, then what are you doing it for? I thought he was there to make sure he's being a good boy.
That's what I thought. And he's not. He's not being a good boy.
So of the there are 13 of them leading up to. Should I go through the list of the 13? Because they actually have certain qualities of the things that they do, which are some of them are kind of funny.
Hopefully the fucking qualities aren't very long, but yes, let's go into it.
So it's 12th of December. You have the sheepcoat clod, as he's known, and he sneaks into barns to steal milk from sheep. So if you don't have sheep, you're safe.
Who fucking cares? How the hell are you going to know that some fucking little kids in there sucking the teeth of your sheep?
When you go to fucking get your fresh fucking milk
in the morning,
it's empty,
and then you're just there.
And you got no food.
You're just there having a good time. Nothing's coming out.
Yeah. What are you gonna have with your? What are you gonna have with your cereal? And if you think you're gonna have it from your cows, you don't have it on December 13th, because that's when you have Goolygok, the Yule lad who has a taste for cow's milk.
Is that where that gawk term comes from? Is this guy?
No,
Goobligok.
There's Stubby, who shows up on the 14th of December, and he is apparently the shortest of the lads, and he will swipe leftover food from frying pans. There's December 15th. That is when spoon licker comes, and he licks spoons. That's what he does. He licks spoons.
Just all of them.
Fucking licks windows.
Yeah. Licks spoons.
They're all
That's
just
what he
fucking
does.
wet.
That's his thing.
You pull out a wet spoon.
Yeah. He just can't stop.
See this
but then, if you think your other kitchenware is safe, on December 16th, the pot licker comes, and he will steal unwashed pots from the kitchen so he can lick them clean.
He's doing you a service. How is this a bad thing? These kids are from an abusive home, and they're just trying to do good things.
You give your dogs like your pots to lick them clean.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until the plague comes around, and you have these fucking infected kids licking all your shit.
That's true. Yeah, shit.
And you're fucked.
December 18th. It might not be a poltergeist. It might actually be door slammer. He slams doors, and he'll do this all night if he finds any that are open.
All right, now we're getting more annoying as we're approaching fucking go time here. Yeah.
So the 19th
couldn't you just if he
December,
shuts the door, couldn't you just get up and be like, "You motherfucker, shut the door," and then you're good? Or does he once it's open, he's like all night?
It's just only the ones that are open. Yeah. You just have to close your doors.
Yeah.
If the doors are closed, and he'll do it all night. On the 19th of December, that's when Skyr Gobbler comes, and he is ravenous for skyr, which is Icelandic yogurt, and he'll take any of your Icelandic yogurt. I don't know if Greek yogurt is safe, but I would probably hazard not.
Yeah.
So if you eat a lot, I eat a lot.
December 20th for sure. I would be an annoying one for me. I would be upset.
So it's December 20th is sausage swiper. Hide your sausages because he'll eat.
You know what I mean? You wake up, you're gonna make some breakfast sausages, and you're like,
and they're gone.
They're fucking gone.
Motherfucker,
little bastard.
Right?
Was craving those Jimmy Deans.
God damn it! I forgot.
Son of a
December 20th. Then 21st of December is window peeper, and he'll peep through your windows so he can steal stuff. Apparently, this is creepy. December 22nd. This one's pretty good. Door sniffer. He's door sniffer. He will sniff doorways, and he looks for bacon. No, it is door sniffer. Okay, could be drawer sniffer.
I mean, I'm starting to think these kids have special needs. I'm just saying.
This one sounds worse than it is. On the 23rd of December is meat hook, and he's hungry for meat, so he just eats meat. So I mean,
well, that's just it's the same as sausage swiper. The same shit. Yeah. Same kid.
Yeah, pretty much. So hide your lamb chops. And then 24th of December is the candle beggar. And he is pretty much steals your candles.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess these days he takes your light bulbs. I don't know. Like
none of that's truly like it's a minor annoyance, but that is like the least.
They're all mildly infuriating.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, this is wild to me that this is the one that they're like, God ban them. Yeah, gotta ban these fucking kids.
No, they were worse before. Apparently,
like gotta ban these. It's like when they went after Pokemon cards. It's like, well, nobody's doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
right. Like fucking chill.
Right,
ban the Yule Cat.
Yeah,
I think
Grilla from Disneyland Kids.
Fucking.
I think they've definitely changed. They're mellowed over the years. These ones have kind of been softened by people, and they kind of go around. I think there's festivals where they'll have like actors and stuff like dress up as locals like dress up as the Yule lads going house to house and pretty wholesome kind of stuff.
I also think a lot of these fucking tales and stuff are based in some sort of truth, because if you think about the season and stuff of it being like the long nights, like you got to think. Cold in winter, you're getting a lot of death and stuff, and not like, listen, people killing people is not unique to our time. You know what I mean? I'm sure there was fucking crazies out there all the time, and like, what better time to snatch people than like on long nights? You know what I mean? Where it's like
and it tracks too, like with the hunger and stuff like that's the worst time for fucking starvation and food, and you know, like
and so it's probably like it probably was at least at some point a problem where you're like, people get so hungry that you're like, if you go outside, one of these fucking little Christmas creeps is going to fucking grab you and eat you, because there's not enough food. And that's
the Christmas scarecrow. I think that was real.
Yeah.
I buy into it. I do.
Right. But
a lot of these I would
giant cat, these are less believable.
Well, because it's if you look at the tales, like all the tales kind of tie in with like, you're going to be eaten. You're going to be snatched and eaten. And it's like, is it better to tell a kid that you're going to be eaten by this fucking giant cat, or you'd be like, this other neighbor might eat you through the winter because people get that desperate. So you cannot go outside. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like you're putting yourself in these shoes. You're like, listen, it's cold, it's dark, I'm really hungry, I haven't eaten in a while. Would I eat a kid? Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's why you're trying to justify it to possibility.
Well,
This is why brain advice is so easy to sympathize with.
I buy it. I get it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, have you guys ever skipped lunch?
It's like, Braden's in there. Yeah, he's like, forgot to pack my lunch today. You guys ever feel like you just want to like eat a kid? Maybe.
Have you ever thought what a human tastes like?
I'm just kidding around. But if it was a long winter, what if it was a long winter and
I go 3 hours between meals and I'm like, I wonder what human flesh tastes like. I'm just curious. Is it like a steak?
It's all falling into place now. Like Braden is all of these Yule lads. It's just one person. It's just Braden. Yeah. Like he's like, he just elevates spoons on that bed. He's like, he's out there licking spoons and stuff and licking these pots. It's just Braden.
Fuck,
all of these are just Braden.
Good. I was like, you know what? I bet there's more on those pots. Come back.
All those Christmas sausages he's got. The people come out to eat breakfast and like, oh, guess a sausage swiper got him. I don't know. He's got grease all over his mouth and just like, why does it smell like sausage?
Sucking the teat of a sheep one night, and then I'm like, that was fucking good. Wonder what that cow tastes like. You're just fucking ramping up, getting more bold as the long night continues. I mean, I can picture it. So it's. I just think these are things like of human. I don't think there's any limits when people get desperate and hungry, and like survival is like is in question. So I think a lot of these tales are like, personally, I think they're tales of like, this is someone will do this to you, but they paint it up as like something else. So to kind of like not give the kids a fear of like a good fear of humans and the human.
No, you're using it to your advantage. Yeah. You're like, there's sickos out there and you better be a fucking good boy.
Yeah.
Because they're going to eat you, right? Like
and
that makes
a lot
sense.
of these are like cautionary tales. They're like, there's stuff that they're like, look, you need to close the doors because it's cold outside. I'm not paying to heat the whole fucking neighborhood, right? You're like, just shut the door. The door's fucking
born in a barn, buddy.
Slam your door.
You throw a log on the fire. Your fucking dad back then's like, did you just turn up the heat in here?
Thermostat went off. And like the peeper thing, shut the windows. Like it's cold outside. Like shut the window, make sure the windows are shut. I think that's a lot of these
or
are just
because
kind of
you're
stuff,
like legit, someone's gonna fucking rob us. Someone who's desperate.
Yeah,
right? Like there's
someone's gonna lick our spoons.
Fucking law is back. Like
make sure the spoons are locked up so you don't lick the spoons.
Fucking never been a better time in like the fucking 1500s to be a criminal. Like. Because if like you don't get caught,
you just don't get caught.
It's not like there's CSI or anything.
There's no fingerprinting.
You can lie till you die. No one will ever think you did it. You know what I mean? So it's not like there's no cameras.
Unless you get actually caught licking the pot.
Yeah. And then you're like, ugh.
Of course, I don't know if you get accused. If you just get accused by anybody who's like a member of the church, then it's like it's all over.
Yeah,
this is true. You could be a witch.
Yeah,
and they have no evidence of that. Yeah,
whatever.
Point.
We didn't. This is just a special Christmas episode, so we're not doing after hours tonight. We don't have the Patreon stuff. Theory of the week this week. You guys got one? I got one. Saint Nicholas. Santa Claus himself. All theory of the week. Thank you for bringing all the theorites joy this Christmas season. And
thanks for fighting off the Christmas demons, the Yuletide demons, and becoming Lord of Christmas.
And from the theorites to you, we hope you guys have an awesome Christmas and a happy New Year. You get to spend all the time with friends and family. Enjoy some good food, good eats, and we'll be back with more case files in the new year.
Hope you don't run into the Christmas cat.
Yeah. Mm. And as we always say,
don't let people lick your spoons
at the end of these things.
Close the doors.
Keep those eyes on the skies
for Christmas, for Santa.
Yeah. Peace.